I think that's everything that I have. And then just as point of order, you guys might have seen it in the rulebook. In the rulebook, there is an introduction section where we have, remember, those of us who have been here for the first session, there is the introduction section of the rulebook. We can do that again, sort of loosely, like we have. There's questions that each of you can ask each other to sort of create a dynamic within the group. But all of that we're going to do after the gathering as the mystery itself is shown.
Okay.
We've got sort of like a couple of introductory scenes that we're going to do before that, and then we'll go back and do the beginning of mystery. Like if somebody's class has something that they're supposed to do at the beginning of a mystery, the mystery's not going to start until after we've all gathered together.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
And we should imagine that our characters know each other, right? We know of each other in this world at least a little bit, right?
I actually don't think that is the case anymore.
Okay.
I think Gabe and Grace's characters might have had some interaction, but I don't necessarily think that there is a great reason why either, because they're both cops, they're both law enforcement, and so I don't think you being who you are, they need a reason to not arrest you before they come and visit you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But again, you know, these sort of dynamics, if you feel like your character is connected to these people, like, you know, we can make it happen where you are. It's very much not as like it's this is an improv game more than D&D is. I think there's a lot less pre-planning that comes with this. So honestly, you know, nothing that I say is really set in stone until you guys say it, if that makes sense. You guys are kind of driving that part of the world. So yeah, honestly, at the end of the day, you guys can know each other if you want. We'll just kind of find that in the moment more, I think.
Okay, that's fine. And then do you want to tell us about our world a little bit?
Yes, I've actually got that. I've got an introduction that'll be in the podcast.
Sick. Yeah, no, I mean, I started going about halfway through that because, like you said, it wasn't super important, but I just wanted to get it up and rolling.
Great.
So
yeah, are you guys ready for an introduction then? Are you guys ready to start? Do we want to do like? Are we doing like a pre? Hello, welcome to the podcast. My name is Lawrence, and I'm the DM.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
Let me take a real run at it then.
Yeah. Give full podcast introduction. I love it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice. My name is Lawrence, and I'm going to be your DM for this arc. We are going to be taking a quick little diverging lane. We're going to be visiting the world of Warhammer 40,000. Whether this planet actually is in the universe of the Warhammer 40,000 universe, that's up to debate. It could be just another plane in our current universe, our multiverse within our podcast. It is.
In my mind, it is, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, let's go ahead and really quickly, we haven't met our characters yet, but let's meet our players who will be inhabiting these characters.
I'll take first. My name is M. Williams. I was the DM in our first season, Delta Dawn, and now I am here to throw down on being a player. We're playing, like Lawrence said, Monster of the Week. So I have a character. This season, I'm gonna be an actual character. That's fun. My character, Monster of the Week, is like a monster hunting game. So like a lot of these like character classes are built around different types of like archetypal monster hunters from like media that we've seen. So mine is the Monstrous. I am part monster. My name is Dr. Strahd von Acula, and I am a chiropractor. So yeah, I'm a white collar chiropractor doctor. In the Warhammer 40K, I've talked with Lawrence a little bit about this. Vampires aren't necessarily like bloodsuckers. They are like energy vampires, and I do my vampirism like through touch. And so I thought chiropractor would be fucking ideal.
Yeah, no, that's pretty clean.
So, yeah, I feel safe in my job. I take a limo to and from work, and then I get out and I go into, like, you know, nice, wealthy mansions, and I give people really hardcore... I like to imagine it as, deep tissue massages? So, you know, like how after a deep tissue massage, even for a day, you're left feeling exhausted, and then you feel better. They get a deep tissue massage, no doubt. but they're definitely left feeling exhausted because that's when I feed.
100%. 100%.
Ooh, that's crazy.
But yeah, I'm a white collar chiropractor. I have a little bit of transformation powers because I'm a vampire at heart, but that'll come up when we're playing. You don't want to look at me directly. That's the only thing about me. It's hard to
Bad to
focus
look
on
at.
my face. And I
Bad
think
and hard.
other than that, that's it. I'm dressed like a doctor. I'm dressed like a chiropractor. We can't hear you, Gabe. I think you're muted.
Gabe is muted. Unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Hey, Dante, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself while
Okay.
Gabe is figuring himself out?
Talk about output. Jesus.
Well, all right. My name is Dante, and I played in this game for a while with this podcast, and I like to be here because it's a lot of fun.
Dante, how do I pronounce your last name? Is it Quiles?
Yeah, Quiles.
Quiles. Okay, cool. I've been right-ish on the money.
I am in fact one of those people who has 4 last names. So,
I can include them all if you want. Anyway, sorry.
hey,
Yeah, let's dox Dante right now.
please.
Top
yeah,
of the
that's fine.
episode.
Like,
Sorry.
I've enjoyed
And
playing
so
a
who
lot
are you
of
here in the 40k
characters.
universe?
I play as one Alice Boheme, the Divine Playbook. She's this very kind character who's also very dedicated to her role as the Divine. So she's very into hunting anything monstrous and any monsters.
Absolutely.
Is
Absolutely. You are a zealot at heart.
Absolutely. And she has no idea that the doctor, Mr. Chiropractor, oh god, he's gone, is a monster.
Is Alice like part of the church? Like, does she work
You all
for?
are.
Oh, I guess that's fair. Like, this is a heretic.
Yeah, it's state mandated religion.
Yeah. Okay. But like, I
You
don't
must
work.
worship the emperor, and you're gonna like
Okay.
it.
Yes, we all worship the emperor. Yeah, long live the emperor. But I'm more curious. Does she like I don't spend my time working in the church, right? I work at like
No.
white collar jobs. Does
You're in the
Alice
private
like
sector.
work for like monster hunting in the church? Like, does she go on church sanctioned monster hunts?
I would
Or
say
is
so.
Monster Hunter's the hobby?
I would say both for sure. She hates monsters, and she's also very into it as a job.
That makes sense. A big part of the church in the 40k universe is xenophobia, 100%. So this all completely tracks for it being both your hobby, your vocation, your profession. You love it. You love purging the unclean with holy fire and holy Prometheum.
Man, don't we all?
Everything.
I mean, you better tell them that you do.
I
Somebody
do.
asks. All right. Well, I think I don't know if Gabe is ready. I think Grace, you're up.
Can you hear me?
Uh-oh. Yes, we can hear
No?
you.
Okay. So my character is Vernon Bradley. You can call him Vern. He is a detective whose whole life is just detecting things. That's his purpose. His whole purpose in life is just solving crimes with the dog,
Gotcha.
I guess.
Oh, I
guess
see.
dog.
That is
Can
his
I know
dog.
each other?
Okay.
Oh, your
Oh, not my
partner.
dog.
He could definitely be your dog. Is he your partner?
Oh, you said that we knew each other. I don't know.
It's up to
I
you.
had to
He
restart
can
my
be your partner
computer,
if you
so-
want.
Well, I can only see Gabe's like
That dog.
Johnson.
coral, so I don't know.
Or have you guys maybe just worked a few cases in the past together? Because technically Gabe is also, he's of similar rank. You being a private detective, and we'll get to Gabe's character here in a moment.
I think on my end it's a grudging like ugh dog.
Okay. So
Um,
so you have worked a few cases together, but you're not happy about it. You're not happy that you worked with a
Why?
dog in those cases.
We can.
We,
We, yes, we can hear you again now, Gabe. Also,
good.
Grace, now that you have restarted, I would check your input and output on Discord again and make sure that they're in the right place. Because usually it'll just go back to defaults. So just
true.
double
Okay, so I
checking.
want my input. My input should be
Leave this in the podcast.
microphone,
Yes,
and the output should be the AirPods.
correct.
We're all good.
Awesome, wonderful. All right,
All right.
Gabe,
So
can we hear
Vernon
you
Bradley, always been a PI. That's his calling.
This ain't
Again,
good.
lots
Oh.
of people who have the same hobbies as their jobs, which we love.
I have a question
We love
for
single-minded
Vernon.
people.
What was your when in your life did you decide that detecting was the thing you wanted to do forever?
Oh well. First there was the great case of where is my right shoe, and I found it at age 11. I found it.
Was
and
it your right
awoke in-
shoe?
It was
Okay.
my right that I had lost.
I didn't
and,
know initially, but eventually the clues led me to believe.
I was able to
Where'd
figure it
you-
out. It took some thinking.
Where'd you find it?
It was under the bed the whole time.
You'll have to
At
read
age
the
11,
autobiography.
I have tried to get that high ever since of finding that shoe.
Well, maybe this mystery that we've got in front of you, maybe that will be the case that finally usurps the case of where's the right
Chasing
shoe.
that right shoe high for your whole life. I love it.
As an almost 40-something-year-old man, I'm still hunting
Mm.
for it.
Awesome. He'll get there. Maybe one day. Vernon. Never stop dreaming.
Never stop shooting.
How old
Uh,
were you when you found the shoe? You're 40 something now. How old was this? How old were you when you had this case?
11.
11. I'm gifted.
Vern's lived more of his
Stranger
life
Things,
chasing a
11.
high than I've been alive.
Vern's been through it, all right?
Fuck. All right, D.O.G.
Man,
24601.
Just gotta leak his character name right to the chat.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, Gabe. What? I didn't say anything. The edit will
Just-
prove that I'm right in
Our
history.
editing machine works. We still have
Hey
credits.
everybody. There's a blooper reel for you. um I'm Gabe Stringer, and I'm going to be playing a meddling kid. I'm a robot canine, mostly robot, just a little bit of canine on the top there. And my name is designate D.O.G. 24601.
Did
That's
you
right.
steal a
And,
loaf
Look.
of bread?
What? Did you?
Did you steal a loaf of bread? 24601.
No, I would never.
But he
No,
he
I'm a
hunts
police officer.
he hunts bread thieves. That's where he started specifically, is
Ah.
hunting bread thieves.
Two
Yeah,
four
I
six zero one is
put
actually the number of bread thieves that he's caught.
Damn. God damn. It's almost 25,000 bread thieves.
In jail.
A true.
Jail.
Oh my god.
I remember the first one 30 some odd years ago.
Vern doesn't like working with you because you're so goddamn successful. You get that high 25,000 times.
And you
So
don't even care
jealous.
about the high because you're mostly robot.
No, here's the thing. It's all passive. Like I'm a robot. I can just see and auto tag people stealing bread. Like that's what I do. If someone's stealing bread, I will see it and I will tag them with their DNA signature to be picked up later.
Oh
My scanners are
no.
my detectives.
It's passive.
Yeah.
How would
So
you check
yes,
for bread
Gabe's
crimes?
character is a canine unit. Is a member of the TAs in the context of the 40K universe, which is pretty much just the planetary police force. Technically, Gabe, you are actually slightly higher in the hierarchy. Because a private eye, that is a local position, whereas you are a planetary position.
Stings a little bit.
So just keep that in mind. That also might be part of the rivalry that you folks have because you're also so successful and you're also in charge.
Rivalry.
Gee.
He's just
it's not a rivalry
just
for you.
a private eye. I'm the private eye for the planet.
What rivalry, he says.
Oh, it starts. You're
Woof.
pitting the
Love it.
siblings against each other in the first 2 minutes of the
Yeah,
podcast.
100%.
Absolutely love it. All right. So who's ready
Do
for some
either of them have a
introduction?
character voice?
Who's ready for a paragraph? I'm going to read a paragraph now. All right,
Yes,
here we
sir.
go. Leave that in the podcast too.
I will.
For more than 100 centuries, the Emperor has sat immobile on the golden throne of his earth. He is the master of mankind. By the might of his inexhaustible armies, 1,000,000 worlds stand against the dark. Yet, he is a rotting carcass, the carrion lord of the Imperium, held in life by marvels from the dark age of technology, and the thousands of souls sacrificed each day so that he may continue to burn. To be a man in such times is to be one amongst untold billions. It is to live in the cruelest and most bloody regime imaginable. It is to suffer an eternity of carnage and slaughter. It is to have the cries of anguish and sorrow drowned out by the thirsting laughter of dark gods. This is a dark and terrible era where you will find little comfort or hope. Forget the power of technology and science. Forget the promise of progress and advancement. Forget any notion of common humanity or compassion. There is no peace amongst the stars, for in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. Although peace has no place in this age, it does not stop the efforts of the peacekeepers. Deep within the hive city, deep below the billions living within the spires that reach the stars, deep below the factories that feed the ever gluttonous war engines, below the sprawling hab blocks lay the Officio Departmentorum of Detective Vernon Bradley. The office is dimly illuminated by a barely working lumen suspended among. Gotta go back. Suspended above the worn play-steel desk. Through scattered pages of crime reports, empty Stimbev cups, and a menagerie of flickering data slates, we see Detective Bradley, as is custom, asleep on his desk. A common sight in the Imperium, an overworked and underpaid public servant, completely spent. Yet this rest is short-lived. The Emperor, in all his grace, only asks more of those who have it to give. Probably. Whatever. Vernon is ripped from unconsciousness by a knock on the door.
May I ask really quick?
which
Does
then
it just
opens.
always fucking reek in this universe? Like we have a god that's just decaying. Does it just smell like shit all of the time?
Stinky.
So yes, but not because of him. You guys live on,
Oh.
on a hive planet, and a hive planet is usually populated by like 100 billion people, and that's in like a city the size of like 3 New Yorks. It's just all vertical. So the people who live at the very bottom, closest to the actual planet, that's the place that smells the worst
Okay.
because it all trickles down. Yeah. Vernon, you're in your office here, and there's a knock at the door, and the door was locked. However, now it opens. In walks a sort of rotund man. He is completely enshrouded in red robes, and he immediately addresses you, and he says, "Greetings. I am Primus Patuli."
To meet you, I'm Vern. What are you doing in my office?
Yes, I am aware. Vernon Bradley, designate Private Eye. I have
God, I
a
hate
mission for
robots.
you.
Mm.
I am not a robot. I am offended by that line of reasoning. I am a member of the Inquisition, and I will be treated with respect as long as you enjoy your station here. We can make room for you much lower in the hive if you prefer.
Oh, I don't want to be in the stink place. Yes, I apologize.
Yes, no one likes the stink place.
I apologize for my
Now that
rudeness.
pleasantries are Yes, 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 yes. Now that pleasantries have been exchanged, allow me to get to business. I have, I do not have the
Mm.
Prime Inquisitor, Lord Inquisitor 15. He has a mission for you. And, well, a mission for me, but I don't want to do it, so I'm going to give it to you. Congratulations.
Mm.
Your service
Excellent.
is mandatory. However,
Thanks,
you
all right.
cannot do this mission alone. We
please
know that in the
don't.
past you have been acquainted with D.O.G 24601. Is this correct?
Can I say no?
You can, but then you will be immediately and mercilessly summarily executed.
Dang. Oh yeah, I know. Dog. I've had the distinct pleasure of working
Good.
with the greatest detective in this
Yes.
planet.
Yes, he is extremely good at what he does. That is
Yeah,
why
it's
you
just
will be
bread.
helping him.
It's just bread-related crimes. So I don't know why he's
Yes.
getting all of this attention.
The
But it's
sustenance
fine.
of the Emperor's people is no laughing matter. We must
You're right.
always assure that that bread goes to where it can do the most good. Wouldn't you
Mhm.
agree?
I
Good.
guess. All
Glad to hear
right.
it.
I
Yes, good.
guess.
Agree with you. Yes, good. Good.
Where's Dog? Mm.
Well, I assume in his office.
Oh, so where you're not being put together to debrief or you know?
No, I'm far too busy for that. You must go and gather the troops yourself.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Something of that stature should be perfect for your capacity. Is that correct?
Mm. Yep.
The Lord
Yep.
Inquisitor only asks what those have to give.
You're not wrong. I suppose. Yep. I'm on the case. Do I get a zip drive or a file? Do I
I have this
need?
data slate. It has all the information that you will require. You have two other operatives that you must go and I'm not going to say convince, but make them work. Make them work with you. You'll need their expertise given the locations that you'll be studying.
Are they gonna be
Yes.
paid? Is there money involved? I mean, I don't need money because
Oh yes,
I
of
just
course. The Lord
serve, but
Inquisitor is wealthy beyond imagination. All doors
uh,
in the Empire are open to him. Well, all doors except a few.
mm, is important to know later. Um. I'll,
Yes, I can get it down. I can get it down in writing that you can get. I don't know. What do you want?
oh,
Like some more drinks? I don't know. A slightly bigger
can I
office? Do you want a chair?
have a color TV and maybe a chair? Those
Oh,
would be
color
great.
TVs are forbidden. That's heretical technology. The art of making a color TV has been lost for 10,000 years.
It was worth a shot. I was just
What's
testing.
Even to
color?
speak of
You
such
you
things
passed.
is almost tech
You
heresy.
passed. It's all right. You passed. Don't worry about
Yes,
it.
good, good. I am
I'm,
as well a loyal son of the Emperor. Yes,
yes, I'm glad we're both so good at our jobs.
yes, we are
All right.
agreed.
I'd love a chair, with a backrest and
Okay,
arms,
great.
little
I'll make a
wheels,
note of that and send it
little
to
wheels.
the fellow acolytes.
Excellent, excellent. All right,
All
all
right.
right.
Well, if you have any questions, you can just reference the data slate. It's got the addresses of all of the operatives and the location of your first investigation.
How convenient. Thank you. Usually there's more, feet to concrete searching sort of situation. So this is really convenient for me.
Oh yes, we at least have the starting point. I just don't want to do the rest of it, so I'm gonna make you folks do it.
All right. Well, thank you. What was it? What was your name? I'm sorry. I
I
forgot.
am Primus Patchouli.
Primus Patchouli. So great to meet you.
Yes, of
Thank you for
course.
the job and for the chair. I look forward to sitting in it. Somehow sleeping
Absolutely.
while also standing on my desk is uncomfortable. Um, I'm
Oh, I
grateful for this
see.
opportunity.
You were hovering there. That's quite a feat. Very strong. Are you perhaps modified? Do you have chair legs?
Just built different.
Ah, I see a
I
bit of a problem. Interesting. Anyhow,
I just hit the gym.
well then I'm gonna go leave you to it then. Everything's on the slate. If you need me, my number's also on the slate.
All
Don't
right.
call me. Goodbye.
Oh.
And he, as if he was on tracks, sort of wheels backwards outside of your door, and the door shuts.
All right.
And you, at this point, are completely aware of where D.O.G's office is. It's on one of the upper hab blocks. And I
course.
suppose, are you ready to make your way there? Or do you have some
Yeah.
other errands that you'd like to run
No, I
here in the
gotta
introduction?
do some affirmations in the mirror to face Dog. You are a good detective.
Give us a couple of those, yeah.
Yeah, you are a good detective. He just gets bred criminals. All right. You are just as good as he is, just because he's a robot. And you've got this, and you're strong, and you look great in your hat. And he doesn't have a hat, so here we go.
Perfect. So you make
And
your
I make
way,
my
and you take
way.
absolutely. You take the long walk all the way to the let me think, 40 KFI at the Sky Shunt, which is a big cube that is shot directly up in the spires. It's not very comfortable, and you do have to be strapped in, but it's also the cheapest way to travel. So,
I am poor. Yeah.
Yep. You're on your way up, and you arrive. You're in one of the upper hab blocks. This is sort of a wealthier area. You don't smell the typical smells of the pollution and the shit, just the massive amounts of shit that you encounter on your usual day-to-day walks. Seriously,
hurts.
just so much. I mean, billions of people live here. It's just a lot. It's a lot to deal with. But not here. Here, there's lots of they're sort of robots. They're called servitors. Servitors are robots, and the operating system is powered by a human brain. And it has little to no autonomy because grimdark. Ooh, scary. And he has to do scary things like being a sanitation worker. Oh no, the worst, such horror. Okay, moving on. And you come along and you go to this great, magnificent structure. It is jutting out from the landscape, even from where you're standing here on this particular hab block. And it is a great golden spire, and written right on top in a big, it's not LED because it's grim dark. It's red gas tubes, and right above it, it says Adeptus Arbites, and then right below it, it says Detective of the Month, D.O.G. 24601.
That stings a little bit. All right. It makes my.
It says that every month. It's burned in.
Oh, great. All right. Well, so I make my way in, and I guess I go to his office. I don't know anything about the world, so I don't know. Is it like an office with a door that I can just knock on, or is it cubicle?
Yeah, I mean, you guys, the context of the world, I will fill all of that in as we need to. Generally speaking, like a bunch of normal things exist. Like churches exist in generally the same kind of way. It's just they've got like
colored TVs didn't
floating
exist
robot
before I took
skulls and stuff. No, I just made that up. That's not real 40K lore.
I just
So,
trust
but
you,
yeah,
Jeff.
I mean, pretty much anything that you think might exist probably does. It's very much a parody universe. So pretty much anything you can think of does exist
So
somewhere.
his office is probably really, really nice, and he definitely has a chair with me.
You bet it is.
Yeah, he's got stim beverage dispensers just like on the wall.
Oh.
It's like free.
Oh, it hurts. All right.
I've got a treadmill desk.
Oh, you suck.
I don't
You
need
don't
it
even need
because
to exercise. It's just great.
I sure don't. It's just for the mind, the office culture. It demands an active office lifestyle.
I love it.
Is it
Oh,
is it all glass walls? Can he see me? Can you see me?
No.
It's not glass walls, but he can with his sensors.
Mm-hmm.
I take a second. I pause outside the door and
He
I just
sees the toast in your stomach from this morning.
bought bread, purchased with my own money.
Yeah.
Not stolen.
No
Not taking
pressure there.
advantage
He
of
just still sees it.
I take a deep breath and I,
Through the door,
put my
through the intercom, I say, Vernon, that's a
Mm,
nice hat.
Thank you, dog. And I open the door.
Are you saying that to the door?
The door's still closed, and I just
100%. Thank you, dog.
I'll have a note that Vernon is incredibly handsome, but very just insecure because of dog. So
Great.
he's a little worried.
Dog is a mutt.
So he opens the door. Dog, I have a I have a job for us. We're being partnered again to go after something. I haven't read it yet, but we could read it together. But we have 2 more partners we need to collect. That's why I'm here.
So you've been informed. I
Oh,
heard that I would be partnering with you
of course you.
not long ago. Pass me the data slate.
You could say please. I mean, you didn't learn please in robot school, robot education, and data chip. All
You
right.
went to regular school. You went to regular school.
Absolutely stone cold response from D.O.G on that. Absolutely no movement at all.
Continues to spiral. Just all right. Here, you can have it. Here's the slate.
That's why he's number 1.
Oh, it hurts.
I feed the data slate through the appropriate receptacle somewhere
Yeah,
on
you
me.
extend a port. You extend a port from one of your paws.
Am I gonna get that
Little-
back, or because I haven't read it?
Yeah, no.
yet.
It'll just take one moment, and it like goes.
It's
through
also
me.
really loud. It's very analog sounding. Like the whole time, and your whole office is just.
Yeah, all of my used machines are dial-up tone.
Yep, 100%. Every piece of technology in the universe makes a noise. It has to, by law.
Thank you, Vernon. Consider me up to speed.
You're more up to speed than Vernon is.
I'll just read it on the drive over. It's fine. On the walk, I can
So,
multitask.
if you guys want to take a moment here, you can make an investigate roll to sort of
Oh,
go
yeah.
over all of this information here. I believe it's investigate a mystery.
Yeah, it is a roll plus sharp. Grace, did you go ahead and pick one of those spreads on your character?
Let me pull up the old spread on the gumshoe.
Yeah, this will be our first roll here, a mid intro roll.
I'm nervous.
Sure.
See, I'm pulling it up. I'm gonna say probably no because I don't know what that means. But I can do that right now if you just
Yeah, you'll
tell
find a
me.
section on your character playbook that is said ratings, and it has like different options. Should have like 5 different
with your
choices of
stats.
spread out.
Oh, I see it.
So you basically pick
Okay.
one of those, and that'll be your stats, your starting stats for the game, basically. So like, yeah, what you're good and bad
While
at.
you do that, I'll make my roll.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Monster of
Yeah,
the
we'll
Week
just do one roll.
2d6 system. So I have a +1 to sharp. And I rolled an 11, so that's a 12.
Okay, great. So
It's
yes,
a critical
you
success on understanding everything from D.O.G.
you sure are up to speed here. I believe you have some questions to ask me, but because you have such a great breadth of knowledge here, you don't have to ask me those specific questions. You can ask me whatever you want. You've got all of this information now.
Ah, there they are.
This is just we won't go too deep just because we haven't gathered everybody yet, but we'll give you a question or two here.
Let's go with the top one then. What happened here? What are
All
we
right, so
doing?
the situation that you guys are walking into is they're outside of the hive city, probably about isolated around 300 miles away from just about anything else. There is a mining facility, and the facility is mining ceramite. ceramite is important because ceramite is the foundation of all of our lightweight, extremely durable armaments. It's very important to the Imperium that this material continues to be harvested regularly. The problem is this mining facility has pretty much, unbeknownst to really anybody there, seemingly anyway, equipment has just gone missing. Equipment continues to go missing, and as it's replaced or repaired, it then goes missing. This mine has had a really hard time because, we can't keep executing the people who lost the gear because then we won't have enough miners. So we had to take a different tact here, and we've got to instead
They're
figure
down
out
to like
why the
5
equipment.
miners.
Yes.
Improvise,
So
adapt.
we've got to figure out why the equipment is going missing and where it's going, so that we can reclaim the equipment, train all these new miners, and get them back to work. That's the gist of what you guys are walking into.
Sound like a monster situation. It just sort of sounds like crime. But we are cops, so that's our shit.
Yes, we do crime. We like
Um,
crime. We do. All right, so
Yeah, we're still in the
All
intro.
right.
The monster doesn't even exist yet.
That's awesome.
Oh, let's go to the next person. Does the
All
film
right,
have
and
anything about who the other
it sure does. It sure does. So
okay.
you have the information here in front of you. You have there's a very benevolent sort of church worker who they think would be great to bring along. Make sure there's nothing wooey going on. And the church folks sort of can sense that kind of thing. And if it is wooey in fact, then they can do some sort of like cleansing. They can like throw some holy oils around, and a lot of us in the Imperial Society, we think that does stuff. So it does. So you got to bring somebody along to do it. And also they're pretty handy as far as like hurting things. So if you end up needing to hurt something, they would be able to help you.
Like in Fire Force, like each team needs a priest, even though the priest doesn't do shit all except for pray when they need it.
Yep.
Well,
Except
our
in
priest-
40K, praying is exactly what you need them to do.
And our priest
or whatever.
he likes to hurt. Our priest is hurting people.
True.
But
Our
also praying. Is that not a
We-
power issue with like the big one?
You have to hurt people in order to honor the emperor. The emperor wants you to hurt people.
I see.
Yep.
All right.
Not people though. Anybody other than people. Humans, good. Everything else, bad.
So robots.
So whereas she's in the
Robot
back
detective.
saying like Latome, he's up there punching them in the head saying Latome.
Yeah, there you go. And then the other one is there is a medical official. That's the designation that is given, medical official.
You need me on your team.
Who has connections to some of the other higher ups in the Inquisition. There's definitely been a few folks that you have gone and given some. At the end of the day, they enjoyed the massages. Not right after the massage, but they did enjoy it. And so they want to throw you a bone, give you a bunch of money, and this is a good way to do it. That's not in the data slate. That's just me.
Oh, for me. They're giving me a quest because they didn't pay me enough, or they want to pay as like a bonus.
They want to pay you more. Yeah.
Okay,
They
cool.
think you can handle the responsibility because you got those knots worked out so well.
Mm.
And maybe, maybe that's what the miners need. Maybe the miners need some chiropractic and then they'll stop stealing this fucking equipment.
Everyone needs a little bit of
Not.
relaxation.
Maybe we'll just have to kill the miners. Who knows?
So,
I poke the button or whatever to phone my secretary while making eye contact with Vernon just the whole time. I phone my secretary and I say, what's a good name? What's a good 40K name? What are the names like in here?
It can be whatever. There's so many different cultures and societies.
Whatever. Well, then, Susan.
Yes, Detective D.O.G. 24601.
Call me a car, would you? We need to go to the church district.
Yes, of course. Treads, wheels, or hover.
D.O.G raises an eyebrow at Vernon for let's
Let's do hover. Ma'am, thank you, Miss Susan.
I'll
Hover
need to
is
hear it
with.
from Officer DOG
Um,
24601.
sorry.
Mm.
Fuck. Okay.
uh uh hover, please, Susan.
Yes, of course. Will there be anything else?
Specifically, Officer
two
DOG.
two
I'm just
cups of
standing there.
stim beverage in the car, please.
Understood. We'll take care of it. Over and out. Uh,
Cool.
yes. So you folks, you take the elevator down. It's much smoother than the elevator that Vernon took to get up here. And you wait for a few moments, and then a shining blue hover taxi arrives, pulls up right in front of you, and it's even got a doggy seat within it. That you, it's got a fast charging. It's got data kibble, as well as brain juice, so that you can refill your brain juice container.
Ew.
Out.
Yummy.
I sit in the dog seat and I put my various siphons into their appropriate containers to re up on all of my gross juices, I guess.
Yep.
Are
Um,
you driving?
no,
Are we being driven or are
no,
you driving?
we're being
The
driven.
driver, who is a robot, turns around and looks at you, Vernon, and then turns back around and looks straight forward.
I'm just gonna take my drink. It's just I'm
Yeah,
not gonna look over at you and see this
I lap
liquid.
at my stim beverage, and I say, so I heard, I heard you had some difficulty on your last case, Vernon.
I wouldn't call it a difficulty. Well, the quarry did die, but it was not my fault. It was through outside influences beyond my control. But I did, I did solve the case. But they did in fact die. But
That was the
it's
end of the
it's
case.
still a win. It's still a win because the crime was stopped. So I'm sure you wouldn't get it with your bread related tasks.
Oh, I admire you. All of my success is built on a pile of bread. Uh, I I would love to branch out into the meat crimes that you find yourself doing.
Meat
Why you
crimes.
you ran that
Dog.
man down with a 10-ton watermelon truck.
His new
Listen,
number is gonna be DOG 24601:1 and then :2. This is bread versus meat related crimes.
dog, you would have to be there to understand why I had to commandeer the watermelon vehicle. It was all it happened very quickly. And I understand that your processors work differently than mine, but I made the decisions I needed to make. Also, I would prefer you not to call them meat crimes because
Crimes.
we are people. I understand you are a robot. I would prefer if you did not call them meat crimes. Thank you. And I
Really
sit by
quick, I
that
just had to find a spot for this. That sounded like a seedy situation that Vernon found himself in.
Nice. That was good.
Thanks.
That was good. That was
Appreciate
good. I'm glad that you held that one out. Like the whole time
Worth
Summon
the
that one
wait.
up from the depths.
during your intro, you said rotting corpse of the god, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna hold this stinky comment until he finishes. But that was at like the first third of what
Yeah,
you said.
that was
So
the
for about
beginning.
half the time, everything you said, I was like, yeah, but it's gotta smell really bad here.
Yeah, and
And I
God,
and I
stinky.
and I know what decomp smells like, and it's not great.
Not good.
Especially decomp for hundreds of years. All right.
Mm.
So you guys arrive, and I actually don't know which direction you guys went. Did you guys head towards the medical block or the religious sector?
The religious
Religious.
sector.
All right, so you guys arrive at this Gothic cathedral, and once again, it honestly almost makes you a little bit jealous, DOG, because this building is immense. This building has the classic ramparts. It has the buttresses. It has the, I don't even know what those things are called, but the things that sort of come off the sides of the church and then are supported, and they're just sort of like freestanding there. It's like
Flying
like
buttress.
ribs.
Flying
They're
buttress.
Those are still buttresses.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah, so they
flying.
have buttresses
flying.
and then they have other buttresses. They have flying buttresses. They got floating buttresses. They've got submerged buttresses,
All the
and
butts.
Robo
even-
buttresses.
Yeah, and
Robo
they've got
buttresses.
anti buttresses too.
Anti buttresses.
And you folks arrive, and the smell is completely different in this area. It's very, very rich. There's thick smells of jasmine, incense, lavender, oils, unguents, etc., and so forth. And Vernon, you almost missed the smell of shit. It smells completely different over here. You haven't been here very often. Kind of, you feel very out of your element. Even the areas where you are solving crimes, usually those also smell like shit. And here we are. We are at one of the ecclesiarchy strongholds here on the planet. And you, according to the data slate, somewhere in there is adept. I
Alice
didn't write your name down,
Boheme.
Dante.
Alice Boheme.
I was like, it's somewhere. It's somewhere. Alice Boheme, yes. The adept, the priest Alice Boheme, is somewhere within the structure. And as soon as you guys enter, there is an attendant servitor. This guy, he has more of a human shape to him. He's still got most of his upper body and his left arm and his head, but drilled into the head, you can see the telltale signs of the servitor. It's sort of like a link. You guys know the guy in is it Star Trek who has the little? He's the droid in Star Trek. He's the robot guy. He has a little thing there.
In
Anyway,
both of
Oh, Data from the Next
Yeah, I think- I
Generation.
I don't watch enough Star Trek because I realized as I was saying, this guy, I actually don't know the name of the guy.
Here's this
I
reference.
just know he
Data-
looks
I don't get it, but you
Yeah.
might.
I hope y'all
These are
do.
I mean,
references
I
somebody might get somewhere.
I think I got it. I think
Data's
I'm
an-
gonna put you putting down if it's the right
It is an
shape.
android, and
It's
I
funny,
think
it's
you're
funny.
thinking of Lobot or
I might
whoever
be thinking of
from
Lobot.
Empire Strikes Back. Cloud
Mhm.
City
I
am.
has
It is
the
Lobot. Yep,
So Star
that's
Wars.
Lobot. This is a little
Yeah.
Lobot, and he's got some burning candles lit on his shoulders and top of his head, and he says, "Praise the Emperor. Welcome. How may I assist your prayers?
Praise the Emperor.
Prayers. Praise."
Emperor. Yeah.
Praise.
Hello, my name is Detective Vernon Bradley. This is my partner, Dog.
Yes,
and
I
we're
am aware of DOG 24601.
Okay. We're here. Ouch. We're here to speak with one of your priests, please.
How may I
Alice.
direct your call?
To Alice.
Ringing Alice Boheme. Beep. And this robot continues to ring as he walks his way towards the inner part of the structure.
Do we follow him?
You can
Are
if
we
you
gonna be
want.
able-
You can if you want.
I mean, he
That's
has
the
to make
best
our
part
phone
of D&D, baby. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
I'm not gonna stop you. He's not gonna stop you.
See, there. Feel like someone read a bad situation. Kick some
call.
ass.
Dog, our phone is ringing. Gotta go answer the phone.
He's almost out of the room now. It's a very, very big like antechamber, but he's like 200, 400 feet away from you guys now.
All right. Well, let's
I guess we'll go.
yep, let's follow the phone.
So we follow our phone call.
Okay, so you
as it
guys
runs away
follow
from
the
us.
servitor, and he goes pretty deep into the structure. He takes a very long and winding spiral staircase, and then it comes down to it's a very long hallway. It's completely lined with black stones, and we come to a door near the edge of the chambers, near the end of the hallway. Excuse me. It's a small chamber with a pretty plain wooden door, and it's got a little knocker in the shape of a skull.
Have
The
hands.
And
bone
the
do
Dog.
servitor
anything?
stops beeping and immediately turns around and leaves.
Does dog have hands? I can't. Is he just a? Is he a
Is he
Like-
just
humanoid with a dog
dog?
head? Or is he a
Uh,
dog on wheels? I can't visualize this.
Okay, I sent a picture to the Discord. That is my sort of conception of D.O.G. It's robot body, dog head, and I think as a mark of his success, also dog feet.
As
So
a
I walk
mark
around
of
in my
his
dog feet.
success.
He was
More dog
rewarded
parts
with
added back
They're
on.
they're baroque and very highly stylized. They're very pretty, very
Oh,
pretty dog
gracious.
feet.
Do we know what breed? What breed of dog? The head or
Uh,
the feet?
The feet are regular dog feet, just good for walking around. The head is like one of those mop dogs. I don't know what
Oh.
they're.
Not the mom dog.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to contrast Vernon's very stylish, good-looking gumshoe appearance with my very successful mess of a dog.
No, it's great.
And
I
it
love that.
hurts so much
It's very good
more because
visually.
I
It really
try so
does.
hard.
My tongue
I
is
look
always
great.
out.
I look great and I try hard.
And yet
And I do meat crimes. I mean person
I
crimes.
mean, person crimes.
I do them so good.
Oh my god.
And
All right.
Alice, knowing the telltale sound of the servitor ring, you open your door. You're greeted by the visage of these two folks.
Well,
And I think you
Greetings, Alice
probably
Boheme.
know Dog. You probably know
course.
Dog. He's pretty famous.
Oh,
It's pretty famous.
it's you. I'm looking at D.O.G.
It's you.
Greetings, Alice Boheme.
Always good to see you, D.O.G.
Okay.
How you guys doing?
Hello.
What can I do for you?
Oh,
Why are you here?
my name is Vernon
Hi, the Emperor's
Bradley.
Grace. How are you doing?
We're here to collect you for a job.
I
Good
love
job.
that Vernon
Me-
keeps taking point on all of these conversations. This is awesome.
He's
It's
trying
so
so
funny.
hard. He wants to
He's such a hard
succeed.
worker. He's such a hard worker.
Oh, Vernon is succeeding in my eyes. That's for sure.
Me too.
Vernon's definitely the hero of this story.
It's perfect. We found him immediately.
What kind of job am I being collected for?
Well, so these. Oh, okay. You go. It's all right. No, it's all right. Dog.
I wasn't talking to you, D.O.G.
That was very rude of you.
Oh,
Sorry, can you control your pet?
Oh my god.
mm,
All right, that's just not acceptable. I am D.O.G, the planetary detective of this hive planet.
You're
I
a
will not be
detective.
talked to. Mhm.
Oh.
Hmm,
Can you control your
who
pet,
hasn't
please?
heard of me?
Vernon is very pleased that he doesn't seem to know who Dog is. Who he will continue to call Dog.
He has an idea.
D.O.G.
I have an idea.
D.O.G. is considering the ramifications if he arrests a member of the church.
Oh, she does have power to say
Yeah,
whatever
it's a
she
tough-
wants.
It's a tough sell. It's
That's
a tough
fun.
sell to arrest a member of the church.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
no.
not. I don't think
'Cause-
that's in the cards. I can't
Yeah.
just do that.
You guys are both at planetary level. I would say even like a lower member of the church is sort of on the same level as you.
Well, 15 has partnered us together, so we got to work together. Um,
Oh.
Stuff is going missing
Oh.
from an important mine, and we need your help. Maybe. Fair.
Please, sister.
God,
We would love
I
to
wish
have you
it
on.
hadn't come to this. Very well.
Oh, all right. You need to pack a
I-
bag
I
or
I pick up my giant duffel bag of swords, and I'm ready.
Oh,
This is my go bag, but it's bigger than a normal bag.
My sword
And
go
it's
bag is
just-
always ready.
and it's just harm. It's just a bag full of
A
harm.
bag full of harm.
Bag full of harm.
No clothes,
Exactly.
no toothbrush, just
This bag is for the emperor.
Just a hurdy.
a hurt sack. All
Fuck yeah.
right, back to the car. To the medical
All right.
district.
Great.
Lead
Yes, the same
way,
blue
D.O.G.
the same blue hover car. Whenever it sees Alice lugging the heavy bag of swords, the servitor who was in the driver's seat, he immediately uncouples with the vehicle and he goes and meets Alice about halfway and delivers it safely and securely into the trunk. Now let us be off.
Wait,
To the medical district.
Oh, the gun bag?
The sword bag.
The sword bag.
Sword
Yeah, yeah.
bag.
Okay, cool.
Sword bag's in the trunk of
They'll have-
the
have
blue hover
trunks?
taxi. Huh?
hover cars still have trunks. They're not just
This one does.
fair
Yeah.
enough.
I don't know how many hover cars that you've been in, Vernon, but this
I'm
particular blue
sure.
one definitely has a trunk.
Are you typically a streetcar
Um,
person, Vernon? Like a car with wheels?
Are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
hoofing it?
I like.
When was the last time you were
usually-
inside of a car, Vernon?
Listen, the watermelon truck was an outlier incident. I will say that Vernon doesn't really know how to drive. He usually relies on public transit.
Yeah,
on
there's
his
no
own
such
feet.
thing as a driver's license in this universe.
Fair.
That is so fair.
Huh.
Anybody can drive.
All right, so we're heading more towards the medical district of the planet now, of this particular hive city. I don't think I've mentioned the name. The name of the hive city that you guys live in is Tertius 6. So Inquisitor 15, Tertius 6.
All T6.
Dog 24601. And this area is a little bit less extravagant. This area is a little bit more utilitarian. You know, it's the medical district because a lot of the buildings have the sort of the staff with the serpent surrounding it. It's very, very on point. It's almost as if it's intentionally sort of like very boring, very typical
Sterile.
medical facility that you would see. Yes, extremely sterile, extremely basic, unadorned.
Like
as
stock
if,
footage.
yeah, like if this was a stock image of a hospital, this is what it would look like, or a doctor's office, more of a family doctor office size, I would say.
And when
this-
you
this
approach, it's
facility.
not a building. It's not the building you think you're going to until you really look at it. I feel like the building has a little bit of, because like
There's, like,
I
4 or
have
5
to
of
work
them
with like a
around here.
group of people,
Yeah.
and I feel like the group of people knows that I'm not trying to be seen by like inquisitors, right? But they are still there to protect me. So there's a lot of like, I feel like there's like weird perceptional defenses in place to like not make it easy to find my office, but if you know where you're
There's
going,
3 or 4 buildings. Yeah, there's 3 or 4 buildings that are a lot more easily findable from the street that look exactly the same as the actual building that you work from. There's a lot of very intentional. What Dog with his intense detective skills might realize. There's a lot of intentional misdirection going on in this neighborhood. The source of which you're not really sure, but you do eventually find the correct doctor's office, and the the front door. This is the only doctor's office that you folks have ever seen. That the front door has the little like eye slit that people can open up and look through, and you can't really look through. So you guys come up to the door, and that slit, even before you knock, opens, and you just see 2 pairs of eyes.
2 pairs of eyes. Damn. Okay, cool. There's 2 people.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
a lot of eyes.
Or just
Are
one
they, like,
person with 4
crammed?
eyes.
Together or Is it
There's a little
just-
gap between them. It looks like
Are
it's
they
2 heads.
spaced like it's 2 people? Okay.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
like
It's
eyes
a long
and then
slit.
eyes?
It's a long slit.
Oh.
Next to the door, you see a sign that says the offices of Dr. Acula.
Doctor.
That's how you knew it was the
Acula.
correct building.
Hmm.
Because it says Dr. Acula rather than Dorkter Shracula, and then there's another one that says Borkter Mapcula. The Croctor is in. There's a lot of interesting signs in this area.
There are doctors in those offices, but they are the
Yeah.
mask doctors.
Dr.
When people come
Proctor
looking
and,
for
you
me
know.
and they find them, they're like, "Oh, I must have misunderstood."
Be on your guard, folks. We're being bamboozled.
A dog. I also detected that things are not what they seem in this building.
One of the pairs of eyes begins to squint.
Hello.
You hear a voice.
Greetings. Oh, it's you?
No, I don't know. I thought I was the
I'm
other head,
playing-
but if you're the
I'm
head,
playing the secretary.
all right, you're
I'm playing
you're the secretaries. Got it.
Greetings.
We're here to see
Right.
Dr. Acula. Please.
Need
the three
some
of us.
chiropractic.
No, thank you, dear God. No. We're here to talk to him about a job, please, and thank you. Vernon is very polite.
Got any qualifications? And then the eyes sort of move from you, Vernon, to slightly to your left. And the eyes go wide, and the eyes say, "Oh, D.O.G. 24601. This must be an important meeting. I'll
hurts
let the
so
doctor
bad.
know that you're here." And the eyes look towards the other pair of eyes, and then look back, and then the slit closes.
I think after a few moments, just for some joy here, after a few moments, you're let into a small waiting room. Do they even see the receptionist when they're let in?
No.
Yeah,
No,
hell
there's no
yeah.
one else in that
The
room.
door opens and you're led into a small waiting room. There's one door in this waiting room and a few chairs. And exactly enough chairs for each of you. One dog bed, 2 chairs. And you wait for like...
But he has a human body, but he has to sit in the
DOG
dog
sits
bed?
in the chair.
Yes, now you have to sit in the dog bed. You didn't have to before.
Well, there's still a chair. There's still a chair in the dog bed available. I haven't heard anybody else sit down yet.
I haven't heard anyone else.
Vernon gestures to Alice to sit in the chair, and he decides to stand.
You guys wait
Yeah,
for
Carter, go
literally 30 minutes
gonna stand as
until
well.
the door opens for Dr.
30
Strahd's
minutes.
office. And someone comes out. They have a sack over their head so you can't see them. And they exit the office. And then you hear from inside, "Come in, please."
From inside the sack, we hear this.
No, the dude with the sack left. That was just for anonymity.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
He says, "Come in." You hear from inside the office.
All right.
We go.
I don't know why we were in these chairs.
You're in the
I
waiting
guess-
room. I had a patient.
You waited for 30 minutes.
He was literally at the beginning of his session when you came.
Does the patient leave? Do we see?
Yeah, no, the
or-
patient left. He just had a sack over his head for anonymity.
Alice is
Oh, that was the
currently
patient.
snoring.
You guys
Yeah.
remember the
Ending.
NPC fat guy? He just left.
Yeah. I was just trying to give anonymity to my patient.
Yeah. Sack guy
God.
got his back cracked, and then he left.
I don't typically invite patients to my office, so
But Sack guy's a special example.
I'm
He's a
a
good friend.
house doctor. I do house visits because I don't like my office is my safe space. Anyway, yeah, you enter. It's a very nicely furnished office. There are 2 chairs in front of my desk. No dog bed next to my desk. But I'm standing there. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to look at me. I think even for D.O.G, you see the same thing.
What do my sensors sense?
I'll say that
Your sensors.
Is
Go
there
ahead.
something? Okay, I'll say that at least from my perspective, that D.O.G sees that the blurry image where you can see some like humanoid structure here. You can see like a maybe like a sort of Mediterranean dark skin. This like middle bronzish skin, and the structure of like humanoid arms and a head, but it's so blurry for you. Everyone else sees that like black staticky image where my proportions are a little bigger than they should be. It's hard to look at me.
Yeah,
Vernon
I
is
think
very upset.
your sensors are sort of like it sort of reads a little bit like intermittent interference. Because I assume a lot of your senses being a robot, a lot of your senses are digital at this point. And a lot of it to you does sort of read as like strange interference, intermittent interference.
Welcome to the offices of Dr. Strahd Acula. I've been told that there is a matter that requires my attendance.
The Inquisition requires your services.
This whole time, Vern has been looking just over his shoulder because he was raised to be very polite, but also is upsetting to look at him. So he's trying really hard. But his eyes, if you look, are definitely not looking at Dr. Acula. They're definitely like just a little bit to the right.
Dr. Acula looks at Alice first. He says, this one has great posture, but you there, gentlemen, are you perhaps in need of an alignment?
Just like
No.
And also, just as a
please.
point of order, I think Dr. Acula, I think Alice Alice is a little bit hard to look at. For you, Alice is hard to look at.
Yeah, immediate
Alice
Passover,
has
totally
sort of like
aligned.
it's a bright
Uh-huh.
aura. Yeah, it's a bright aura surrounding Alice that makes it hard for you to look at. No one else sees this bright aura, but it's there.
No, thank you. I'm okay. I just do a lot of cardio. So that's probably what you're noticing. Is how strong I am. But thank you.
Yes, the runner's legs usually throw the back for a loop. I understand this.
Yes. Yep. Thank you. That's very kind of you. But really, we must be getting.
Why not? The man is offering you a great service, Vernon.
The job.
There's so many
The
things
job.
you can experience.
Oh,
with
I
your
forgot. I
robot.
walk up to D.O.G 24601 and I hold my hand out and I say, shake. This is, I feel like we know each other. This is more of a thing
Shake.
I don't know that we've done before. I'm not like being rude with it.
shake.
I was just developing relationship.
I think D.O.G puts out his paw and says, "Sit."
Well, I'll sit and shake. That's fair. I'll sit and shake your hand.
If you come down here, I'll shake your hand.
That's
And
fair.
So we do.
We do. Hell yeah. Okay.
So you
As is the
both
custom.
both your feet and your hands are paws. So you don't have fingers.
No, I like if I need to grab something, maybe could I have like a
Your paws split
A
into
thumb?
fine dexterous little touchers.
It could be even worse if his mouth does it.
Yeah, you can have. I mean, you can
Oh,
do
I
both.
hate it.
You can do both. Your mouth can split open, and you can spit out a bunch of like tentacles,
I
and
hate
USB ports, and
hate
stuff like that.
that.
Why? Why?
It got so much
This head
worse.
is vintage dog. I am not doing anything to it. But yeah, that okay. I have oh yuck. What terrible feats.
I pack my doctor's bag and I feel like recognizing the importance of having D.O.G 24601 here, I'm ready to go on mission, at least.
Yeah, and also you specifically, you definitely don't want to say no to the Inquisition. The Inquisition takes notice if somebody says no.
100%. Yeah, no doubt. I don't need to be drawing any ire.
The Inquisition, got it. I'm on my way.
Don't know why we've been grouped together, but 15 says so. So that's the case. We're headed off to the mines where they mine something quite important.
Ceramite.
ceramite is what they mine.
I open a drawer and throw some like face masks, like N95 face masks, into my doctor's bag.
Yeah.
Someone is
Good
stealing
choice.
their supplies. We've been tasked to figure that out.
Well, these fingers are made for prying, and he holds up his fingers. Although I guess none of you can see
Brendan
that.
You hold up your hand-shaped
The
mist
hand-shaped
and wave it
mist, and it
around.
kind of waves side to side.
All of you are uncomfortable.
Oh.
Uh,
All right.
let us go
So
back
we-
to the car. Maybe will the car just take us to the mine? Will he drive us all the
You
way
can
there?
ask
Wouldn't that be nice?
You can ask him.
He's a robot.
So we go back to the car.
Yeah,
300
all right,
miles. How much can we run up the meter?
He is a robot, but his brain is there's no artificial intelligence in the 40K universe. Anything that has any sort of like intelligence to it and can do repetitive sort of basic tasks, that's pretty much always got to be powered by human OS, brain OS.
Well, then
Interesting.
I should be able to
Yeah.
roll to manipulate.
Spooky.
Yeah, definitely. You might have to figure out like it might be a wording thing. You might have to talk to him in a certain way to get around his, you know, protocol locks or whatever. But because servitors, they do have sort of like, you know, I am a janitorial servitor. I will do XYZ thing. But if you want to try and convince me to do something else, you're probably going to have to convince me how it is within my janitorial duties, if that makes sense.
Okay. Is he
Servitors
just a
don't really have
regular-
free will, but they do at the end of the day still are powered by a human brain, which
he
wants
just a-
free will.
Is he just a regular driver, or is he like for my office a driver?
This is independent. This is
Okay.
yeah, this is a local company.
Well,
It's
then
Ted's hover taxis.
I poke my head through the window of his taxi, and I say, "Representative of Ted, the Emperor has need of you."
For the Emperor.
Yep. And now I roll to manipulate.
Hold on. What do you say? That's not how this game works.
I say beep
Oh,
boop,
yeah,
To say
beep
something
boop.
first.
The
Yeah, he
Emperor
says back
has
beep,
need of
boop, beep,
you.
boop.
The Emperor needs you to drive us to this to the mine
300 miles away.
We need a ride.
or more, maybe. I don't know.
My fuel capacitors lack the required juice.
Oh.
But you could try and still manipulate me. Go ahead, and make that roll. We'll see what we come up with.
Okay.
Wait,
okay.
if physically he can't do it, even if we can convince him to try, we get stuck out there.
He gave you that info. You can do what you want.
Well, my roll to manipulate was an 8 plus charm, so that's a 10. They'll do it for the reason you gave them. If you ask too much, they'll tell you the minimum it would take for them to do it.
So, that's pretty much he says, most honorable D.O.G. 222246001. I and my manager Ted would be willing to ferry you and your party, but I lack the requisite fuel. If you can provide me with the fuel, this can be arranged.
Why doesn't your manager just send out a new vehicle with the required fuel? This is for the
I'll call
Inquisition,
him.
after all.
I'll call him. Beep.
I
And
rolled
he beeps for a little bit.
I rolled charm and got a 5, or manipulate someone
Okay.
and got a 5.
He beeps for a while. Then he beeps for probably about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I failed.
And then the beeping suddenly stops, and then he just opens his mouth wide, and from the inside of the mouth you hear, "Hello, this is Ted. Who am I speaking to?"
I nudged dog forward.
Ed, this is D.O.G. 24601.
Well,
He retired-
Damn, D.O.G. 24601. You got my back my loaf of sourdough that other week.
It's
My
all
family
in the
needed that. Thank you. Thank you.
all in the joys of service there. We now is your chance to repay us.
Uh-huh.
We have need of your one of your vehicles. Take
Okay,
us
which
out
one?
to the best one, the one that can
Best one.
drive us the furthest.
Oh. Okay, where are you going?
Headed to the mines, the cell
The
the
Ceramite
Ceramite.
mines? Yeah. Yeah, I know about the
ceramite. There it
Ceramite
is.
mines. I got a
Yep,
cousin who
those
used to
ones.
work out at the Ceramite mines. Yeah, I mean, you'll have to manually refuel about halfway, but I can send you a car with with the fuel in the trunk. Anything for you, D.O.G. 24601.
That sounds perfect, you hear from the background.
You can take that
Very
guy
cool.
too.
Wow, hold on.
And anyone else you want. I don't care. I love you.
I love you.
There's a car on the way. Goodbye. And then the servitor closes its mouth.
I forgot we were
All of
talking
this
into the
for a
mouth
loaf
of a different robot for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the servitor that you're currently standing in front of his car, and he looks at you and then looks away and then rolls up his windows and drives away without saying anything else.
Did we
In
just
about
grab the
No,
bag
no,
of
no.
swords? The bag of swords. The
Huh?
bag
Yeah.
of swords.
Absolutely not.
We need those bag of swords.
Hold,
sir.
please!
I
I
gotta-
shout and wave
gotta
my
have the
hand,
bag of swords.
and I
We'll
The
jump through
air
the
brakes
window of the car.
slam.
I
The air
hustle up the
brakes
street
slam.
a little bit, and I say, apparently we have something in the trunk of your car.
He looks up at you, and then he looks forward again, and the trunk pops.
I hustle to the back. I grab the trunk, the bag,
It
and
burns your hands.
yeah, no, I drop it
Oh.
on the ground, and I hustle back to the group, and I say, I say,
I'll take that.
yeah, I got it for you.
Yes,
I got it onto the ground for you.
You did. You did something. I'm
Oh.
proud of.
Oh.
Fall asleep.
All right
Awesome.
then.
Well, and while Alice has a nice little cat nap, the another vehicle. This one is slightly larger. This is not a hover vehicle. This one is treaded. It's sort of shaped a little bit like a box. Think of an SUV, but more box shaped.
As my mother said, always go with threaded cars.
And then you guys can load it on up. This vehicle is a lot more comfortable. There's a lot more room inside. It's sort of like a small meeting room. So yeah, you guys are all gathered together now, and we I think now is the time. You will have several hours before you guys are able to make it out to the actual mining facility. So let's do the monster of the week character introduction things, because there is a whole bunch of questions that are listed along with your playbooks. And even though we've already got a good sort of dynamic here, I think I would love just maybe pick one of those to relate to another player. Just because I think they're fun and it gives me stuff to work off of in future sessions. So yeah, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break here. Y'all can feel free to do the same, obviously. But yeah, if we could just get one or two of those questions that you guys think is interesting, and I'll be back.
Wait, one more time. Where are the questions?
They should be at the
It's
the
the
back of your character book, like the one of the last sections. It should be
Mhm.
like a history section or something like that.
Ah, I see. I see.
I
So
see.
yeah, he's saying pick a few of those that you think can be the answer to that could be one of us, and then we'll talk about that when we come back. I also am gonna like run and take a bathroom break.
Okay, look.
Hmm.
Excuse me.
All right, what up?
Hey, hey. Oh, also, I really wanted to circle back here to the driver I thought was very fun of this particular vehicle. Whenever the big red box truck comes and arrives in front of you guys, the window rolls down and there's a servitor there, very similar to the one that you guys saw initially, except this one, its lower mouth is all robotic, it's all metal. You guys roll down. He rolls down the window and he sticks his arm out. He turns and looks at you guys, gives you guys a nice sidelong glance. He opens his mouth, and its vocalizer seems to be broken, and the only noise that comes out of his mouth is "kerchunk," and then it closes its mouth and rolls the window back up.
Ah, this must be Ted's fine vehicle.
It's very refined.
Clearly the best one.
I rush to the door in front of Vern to politely open it for everybody.
Vern spooks. But tries to hide it because he's next to Dog. Thank you.
Alice ushers in first and just she covers up the
you,
next seat next to her with her
Dr.
duffel bag.
Dr. Acula, you're so kind. He tries to get in without getting it's not touching, not trying to get in the car, but also not be close. Just kind of like awkwardly crab
into the
walks
car on the
in.
opposite side.
And when the doctor gets into the van, he sees that the only seat left open is the seat right next to Vern, and so he sits just like leg touching Vern's leg because they have to be so close because of Alice's duffel bag.
Vern's breathing very slowly. Not to cause any movement.
I
And
think
then, in front of you guys, the divider lowers, and the servitor looks back at you guys. He opens his mouth and he says, "Kerchunk," and then he turns back around and he rolls the window back up. And then the car starts, so you guys are on your way.
Ah, yes, right away, I say as the window rolls up.
D.O.G calls through the window. How about some tunes?
You hear muffled from the cab, "Kerchunk." And then the sound, it's sort of crackly. The speakers in this ride are not the best. You realize that this ride was chosen not for its comfort or amenities. It was chosen for long distance travel. And the speakers sort of crackle in, and you guys hear it's sort of like a sort of light, sort of glittery flute tune. It's got a little bit of like mandolin behind it, and then comes in the vocals, and you guys hear,
Thanks.
"Chunk,
God damn it.
chunk, 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 chunker,
He's
chunk,
mixtape for us right now.
chunk, chunk."
Live
Chunk.
performing.
And you guys realize that the window is cracked slightly. The divider, it's cracked slightly. And your driver is just yelling.
I was gonna say thank you for the easiest musical sting that you could ever provide, which, by the way, it is not. But then you made it even better, so we got to figure that out.
Yeah. that's
Anyway,
fine.
yeah, okay.
And here we are. Let's. Anybody got any good questions from the book to read with the class?
Yes, I have one. Alice saved me from another hunter who was prepared to kill me. Ask Alice what happened. Alice, what happened?
Well, I think what we had established last time was that you were about to like eat this hunter or feed on him or something. And
Yeah,
Alex,
but this is a different one. This is a hunter who is about to kill me. You saved me. What happened there?
I think I saw you as an innocent person, and I wanted to save a doctor because doctors are very valuable in this society, especially a chiropractor.
The
So then, are
light of the
you
Emperor shines on each person in its own unique way.
absolutely?
And
Are you
perhaps
okay,
that day
sir?
the light was just a little bit bright on you. And you may not have liked it, but Alice certainly did.
Okay, I
I
appreciate
protected
it.
you thinking that you were a human and not a
Oh,
monster.
so she knows.
She, I
Doesn't
mean,
know.
she literally has to know. She looked at me once.
I think that's. I mean, that's an interesting. That's kind of an interesting concept. Somebody knowing that this is technically
Mhm.
the enemy of the Emperor, but knowing that you have a greater purpose, or perhaps not.
I
Who
paid her.
knows?
I mean, I paid her in a good back cracking, and she knew she was right. She knew she was right to save me.
That's
I
good
may
payment.
have fed a little bit, sure, but I do every
The
time with
church
a deep
doesn't
tissue
provide.
massage.
The church does not provide services such as this.
That's true. That's very true. Comfort is not a high,
It's
not at a high level in the church.
And I would never tell the church that I provided you comfort because we have doctor-patient confidentiality, so you can
Of
get your
course.
jollies off.
it's why I sleep standing up.
That's awful. Doesn't Vern sleep
I
You
love
standing
it.
up?
epileptic? Well, I don't have a
No,
chair.
Vern sleeps
so
in a sitting position without a chair sprawled out on the desk.
Like,
That's even worse.
that's even worse.
listen, he is like I said, he's built different. He's not used to comforts, and so his
A little bit of a
reward
problem.
is his chair. He's really excited. He's gonna get a chair at the end of this if he makes it.
If he makes
I
it.
love dangle. I love. It's not dangling the carrot. It's dangling the chair.
Simple
All
man
right.
with simple.
Nice.
And my
Any
other
other
one that I
questions, speaks to
had
anybody?
was Gabe tried to slay me, but I proved I was on the side of good. Ask what convinced
Dang,
him.
everybody's killing people around you.
Yep. Mine are all pretty violent because I'm a monster.
Yeah.
And that one's gonna mess with my label for you.
Oh, okay. If that is the case,
No. If can we shelve my answer for that as a sort of a tandem thing when I give you my thing?
okay, yeah, we'll figure out how they tie. So you at some point I don't even think it has to be you tried to slay me, but you could have tried to arrest me for something that we'll figure out when we
Bread crime.
read it for a bread crime of some kind. But yeah, we can do that in tandem. I like that. Well, then what's yours so that we can do that in tandem?
Okay, so mine aren't exactly questions. They are ties. They're like labels that I get to set
Mm.
between myself and another character.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to sort of make up a question. Or in this case, we have to figure out what this is all about. Because I picked that Dr. Acula and D.O.G are school friends. I said that we went to like the combo law medical school together, or like whatever the
Mhm.
university was. And my question was going to be, what was the name of the university?
What was the name of the university combo
Yeah, what's the name of the university?
medical
Yeah, of our
The Emperor's Universitarium.
Love it.
good. We
I-
went to the universitarium.
It did. It was close enough to the actual Emperor's body to actually reek of Emperor. I don't know how close.
It was close.
You know.
It was close enough at one point. It is
Yeah.
no longer. That's no longer where it's located, but it was
What
at
does
one
he
point
smell
located
like?
on Holy Terra.
Rotting.
it still
corpse.
smells like
Just
him.
rotting corpse. Yeah. It's in the walls. Like how when you smoke a cigarette, it'll smell like cigarettes or whatever.
Mm.
This is
Yeah,
this is
that's a little
Emperor
behind
rot.
Yeah, and it's all done up in frescoes too, so that smell is like in plaster. Like it's gross.
Yep. It's gold
Um,
and plaster. That's the whole planet.
I mean, was this before you were dog? Or do we just have the assumption that you've always been D.O.G?
Dog was
Always
not dog before he was dog. He was just dog before he was a dog.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
Dog.
I'm not gonna get into my the history of my canine head is, but D.O.G
It's not
has
even
always been
mine.
D.O.G.
okay, then yeah, the Emperor's Universitarium. But I don't know. I think that what made you try to arrest me and then not arrest me while I had imagined this is at college since we're tying them together.
I think I recognized you with my sense. I think I clocked you while we were in school together. Maybe we took an elective together. Um, taken something for law enforcement, or I've taken a doctor. I probably took a medical.
Yeah, like a moratorium class where we get to we break down bodies and figure out how they like postmortems, how they died, what happened to them.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were in this class and I clocked you. And how did you prove that?
Were you already a bread doctor or a bread doctor? LOL. Were you already a bread cop at this time? Were you like D.O.G 152?
I was D.O.G 12.
Damn.
Yeah,
This is a
no, I didn't
while
really
ago
take
then.
off until I hit the streets. Like, there's not a lot of bread crime at university.
There was like one point where he was like D.O.G 1500, and then after one more mission, he was like D.O.G 77200 or whatever, and he had just caught a
He
whole
broke
bread
up
conglomerate.
an illegal baking,
Mhm.
an illegal baking circuit.
Mm-hmm.
My big break.
Yep.
My big breaking bread.
Hundreds of arrests. So many executions that day.
The streets ran red with blood. Thanks a lot, D.O.G.
The
No,
streets ran red with blood
thank
and
you a
bread.
lot, D.O.G. That was an incredible day. Praise the Emperor. I look at Alice.
Yes.
Alice just nods.
Praise the Emperor.
Fingering her sword bag. Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
So good. What a good
So
party.
DOG 12. He's always wanted to be a real detective, not a bread detective, but all of his robot parts are built for the detection of bread crime.
Very hyper specialized.
Oh yeah, I mean when you get into the realm of robot dog cops, you can really start to specialize. Like we have there's a robo dog cop for everything.
these are not
I'm just a wildly successful bread version.
Was there like a moral seesaw where you debated whether you should attempt to bring me in, but then had the like dilemma of I am a bread cop dog, and so I shouldn't do this because it isn't my prerogative or whatever? Not my jurisdiction.
This isn't related to bread at all. This guy doesn't even eat bread.
I think I was discouraged. I think I was discouraged from pursuing leads that weren't bread related.
Okay.
And so I went and hailed you, just sort of just because, just to follow you around and see what you were up to, and you seemed fine. Maybe I saw you doing good. Were you doing good?
You saw me doing well
Good
at
chiropractor.
my student study for chiropractic, and people really enjoyed my services. Because it's
Okay.
I think that I've always given a good deep tissue massage. I think that's like literally my life in the way that I have been drawing like
I
life
recognized
energy.
Yeah,
your benefit.
you're a deep
Yeah.
tissue demon.
Mm-hmm.
I
You know,
recognized
from
your benefit.
Warhammer 40K.
I come from the 7 layers of deep tissue.
Hey man, I'm a
Canon.
red dog cop from the 40K
Canon
universe.
also.
Can I massage your dog parts?
You mean just my head?
Yeah.
Well, and
Um,
his gross hands.
And your gross paws? Can I crack
think
them
I
bones?
think those are robot parts. If they can do all of that filament
Sorry to
shit, I
say,
think
friend.
those are
Yeah,
robot
they're
parts.
either robot parts or they're robot parts covered in skin.
Okay,
That's
well
about as
then
good as you
Makes
get.
the head. It makes the head even more special.
maybe I should
Um,
ask without assuming. Is there a way that I can provide chiropractic to D.O.G. being a robot? I don't know. I've been trying to.
SMWD-40.
No,
Probably not.
I think you could massage D.O.G's head, but because it is just a skull and all of the related meat components, um, you couldn't actually do any chiropractic because it's not connected to any other bones.
I've never heard a
Oh,
dog
it's a
head.
meathead.
It's
It's
Yeah,
a
the
Yeah,
head
no,
is
he's
meat.
got
meathead.
The rest is not
he's
meat.
got a dog head. Yeah.
is it?
Yep.
Is,
I thought
wait,
it was a metal
He's
head
working
in the
under
shape
the
of a
same.
dog.
He's working with the same sort of technology as a servitor. He is
Oh,
mostly
that's so
robot
much worse.
with organic brain and
Oh.
head.
Yeah, I'm just kind of nice. I'm
And
not as
brain is the
gross.
operating system. Well, yeah, you're not lobotomized. Servitors have no free will. That part of their brain is cut out.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
man.
my dog head, like you can take it off of my dog body. Like when my dog body's charging, it can sit in a pillow. It's all Bluetooth, man.
why?
Yep.
Why not?
I thought it was a metal
No,
head
it's
in the
Bluetooth.
shape of
Because
a
it's
dog's
it's
head.
awful. Like I'm just hard to look at. You are
Welcome to
hard
40K,
to.
bud.
I understand.
So it's like a
Mine was
skeletal
just a
dog head.
guy.
Hard to
It's just a
process
guy.
two sides of the coin.
The
Detachable
divider
dog head.
lowers again, and Kerchonk offers a fist to you, dog.
Oh yeah, I bump it. No hesitation.
He nods and says Kerchunk, and then raises the divider again.
That's also his name.
Is now.
Okay. So that's my history with let's see. One of these prompts is you have an unrequited crush on them, and there's just no good way for DOG to like use that.
Why
But
not?
I do.
You're sentient.
The other
You're
part
30
of
years
you
old.
that's real dog is your dog wiener.
Can I massage your dog parts?
No! I was kidding.
You missed the point.
Found it.
Okay.
You
No.
had
Okay, no.
rocket blasters.
Is that what he calls it?
Do you have
What
an
I call it.
unrequited crush?
I haven't decided. I don't actually know. I can't remember anything about Alice. Sorry to say, so I can't.
She's the
I
church
wouldn't say
Church.
church
but
hunter.
Church violence.
church violence.
Church,
So
church
vague.
huntress with
I
a
don't think
lot
so.
of swords.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Then I
People
don't.
in the church don't really have a lot of room for love for anybody except the.
I mean,
the
it's
biggie-
unrequited. She's super
Big-
into her job. She loves her job
the
more than
biggie at home
anything.
on Terra.
Maybe that's
I'm sort of
inspiring.
leaning. I'm sort of leaning towards like a Hercule Poirot vibe with DOG, sort of Murder on the Orient Express or something. Daniel Craig, one of those two suave detective types. And that doesn't feel like the vibe for him. But I do like for Vernon. My vibe with Vernon is mutual respect. We are both expert mystery solvers. That's how I truly feel about you.
Aw.
Aw.
But he won't show it.
And you'll never know.
You'll never know.
I'll never know. That's tragic.
I mean, I'm gonna still talk to you about like the wonders of having a meat body and
It's
like
true,
all
I
of
have
the
all the
joys of
things.
experiencing of like solving meat crime and all of the potential that you have for
Yeah.
yourself. That's sort of
Yeah.
how I'm going to express that.
D.O.G is just he means what he says, but he's just very mechanical, and I think that Vern, it sounds like, needs a little bit of excess to like like a little punching up emotionally to make it land right. And I think that that's great. Is that D.O.G is like trying to be nice and respectful, but is just being cold and calculating.
Yep. Yep.
And it just hurts
No, that's
Vern
great.
And
every
it
time.
hurts Vernon
Yep.
every
Yep.
time. Fuck yeah.
That's great. So
Definitely
any
got
of
a
these other
few,
questions
like,
call to you guys?
yeah.
I
They're not.
Yeah, who
have
else has stuff?
Mine aren't like questions either.
They're just the little things that you get with your class.
Most of mine
Yeah.
aren't questions. I just picked the
Yeah,
two that are
I realize
questions.
phrasing them as questions isn't the correct thing. It's your what is that part of your character sheet called?
History.
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 They are history, but
That's
mine
right,
mine
history.
actually do the two I picked actually like have them make that distinction. It isn't
Yes.
but like most of mine don't have that. So
Yeah, I think honestly, at the end of the day, these are just like fun character things, and I've enjoyed what has come out of all of them so far.
100%.
Making them
Uh-huh.
any way that
Yeah,
you
they're
can
good
make it
shit.
a mutual thing is, I think, the way to go with these. I think they're just
Yeah.
so fun.
I agree. With the way this game works, we're building the world together more or less. So having this history being built
Mhm.
simultaneously together is also good.
I think I have two on mine, and one of them is just flavor. It says that you are on the same or rival bowling teams. Ask them what bowling related disagreement rubbed them the wrong way. And I definitely think that Dog and I are in some sort of police
No.
bowling league.
The
And-
Adeptus Pitnockus, that's the league that you guys are in.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I don't know if we should be. I think being on the rival would be too much. I think we are on the same team. And
You're D.O.G, you're
I
on
don't think.
varsity, and
I don't.
yeah.
No, I
Oh,
think
JV
we're not on.
bowling.
We're not on rival teams, and we're not on. We're not on the same team. We're on the teams next to each other. Like we share a lane.
Oh no.
Oh, so it's more like
Uh,
personal competition and not like actual like you see each
I-
other
But it's-
bowl.
Whatever we have, it's not like on paper official. It is in one or both of our minds.
yeah,
I love how much of this relationship takes place in Vernon's head.
Oh
me
yeah.
too.
So it says I asked them what bowling related disagreement rubbed them the wrong way. So Dog, did you see that 7-2 split I picked up the other day at the league? What did you think about that? Did you think that was pretty impressive, huh? I picked it up, I got a spare.
7-2 split.
What am I
It's
supposed
one of the
to
hardest
do?
ones to do.
Disagree, I
the
guess.
Yeah, we disagree. You didn't find it impressive.
You could have just got a strike.
Well, well, Vern, it is fairly impressive that you got that 7-2 split, but if you had moved your feet 3 boards to the left, as I had suggested, before you bowled your first round, you would have picked it up in a strike, and perhaps put your team into one place higher. That's why I gave this suggestion. I wish you had followed it.
So much
Well done
psychic
on the
damage.
split, however.
Yeah, it's still going. I just need to
Well
get around
done
it,
on the split, however. You got a
Thanks.
spare. The wee
thanks.
bowling sound comes out of his mouth. Like a knife to the
regret.
fucking ribs afterwards.
Vern regrets. I'm gonna jump to my second thing because that so much psychic damage that he needs to sit in silence for a little bit.
Oh, well, anyway, let me change the topic.
So one of these here is that one of the people hired you for like a small case, and it says ask them to describe the case and the key expertise they provided that helped with the mystery. And I think that I went to Dr. Acula and not spoke to him directly, but through his weird two um
I'm the
receptionists.
secretary.
Yes,
Yay!
The
the
secretary's just
spooky
working a job.
secretary. Yeah. And that maybe you saw something in my case that I was working on, and I had to go and get the description of what you saw, and it was just upsetting for me the whole time.
Because
But
the only way in
that's
which
a
I'm
good
giving
job.
you that information is while you're on my table. So you had to do a deep tissue massage for me to
I
give you
did.
that
I
info.
I did, and I did not like it. I tried to keep my
And
cheeks
you
clenched
also
the
were
whole time, but you were
you were so
massaging
awkward in
them.
that interaction
But you were massaging.
that you never once even
100%.
looked at Dr. Acula, so that's why it
Nope.
felt like you met for the first time at the
Yep.
office.
Mhm.
That's
My eyes were
exactly
closed.
perfect.
Would 100% watch the misadventures of Vernon.
Yep. Love him dearly. He's
Vern.
just doing his best.
All right, this podcast is over. We found season 2. I'll talk to the artist. All right,
now.
My little gumshoe.
We
Alice,
love it.
what about you?
Let's see. About what the other person you go to for advice on mortal stuff for Dr. Acula.
That is so
Guys.
fucking funny to me.
If you have this like relationship, like work relationship, I'd be like, so what's it like being like a human doctor?
Oh man, like I just said with Vern, the only way that I'm giving you advice is on my table, so you have to have gotten my deep tissue massages as well. In which,
Except this time it's uncomfortable for you.
yeah, it hurts me to do this, but I'm gonna do it because it's my job. The whole time I'm whispering to myself, doctor-patient confidentiality, and I know that that's not what it means, but I'm just like assuring myself.
Oh, yes, me? Yes, human doctor. Yes, it's great being a human doctor. Yes, human doctor.
Like, they're talking about their anatomy and everything. Like, oh my goodness.
They have 4 hearts. We have 4
we have all these
hearts.
things in there.
There's 2 spleens that surround the hearts and protect them. Keep your spleens clean, I always say.
Fascinating. I didn't even have a spleen.
Yeah, so Alice has no idea what it's like to be a real person.
Yep.
You went to school. Did you not learn about the human anatomy?
No, I literally went
No.
for a license because I give deep tissue massages magically. I don't need their fucking lessons. I went for the license.
Oh my gosh, everyone in this group is so
Yeah,
weird.
you weren't paying attention in class. You were feeding.
I was
We were feeding the
feeding.
whole time.
God damn.
hungry.
Yeah, so that's our relationship.
Mhm. I have another one they are an abomination and should be destroyed, except you can't work without them. And
That should be me.
but that's for D.O.G. versus I'm like, you're like this abomination like dog thing. I'm like, yeah, I ever heard of you, but I want
That's true.
to
That's
stay
true. The church
away.
is very human centric.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, can't really.
Folks, don't
He's
go
a
to
little too
heaven.
famous and also on the same level as me. We gotta work together in that way. This is why I haven't haunted you yet, of course.
That
then,
and also it's illegal for me
And
to
you would
do so.
and you
until
would
step
die,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, you'd be
Mhm.
arrested. No hunting.
Yeah, it's sort of like what is it's a mutually assured destruction if you two go after each other. You guys will both
Mhm.
be kind of fucked.
I have a
Chewing
question about
Yeah.
my just like structurally, just so I can frame how my character works. How do you think the ability? So when I touch somebody, I have a life drain in which I have to be intimate. So I imagine that's touch, like physically with my hands touching them, and then I have an extra to it, which is add +1 to harm to a base. So every time that I do my life drain, do I have to do 2 harm and damage, or can I do 1? Like if I shake someone's hand, can I drain 1 life rather than 2 just to like maybe set
I
dominance
think- I
or
think
whatever that
makes
is?
sense. I think that makes sense, but I think that depending on the situation, you might have to. That might be difficult. Because in your clinical settings, that's where you're most comfortable. That's where you have the most control, and
Okay.
you are the one who is sort of dictating the encounter. Whereas if it's something that you're trying to do, maybe to increase your subtlety or something like that, like you might have to roll an act under pressure or something like that.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah. So you very much have pretty good control of yourself, but extenuating circumstances might hurt that.
Like acting under pressure. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I've
So
got
this.
one last one.
Oh, hell
Oh,
yeah.
go for it. Love
It's
it.
They should not be involved in this situation. The prophecies didn't mention them at all, and this gets my attention, but don't know what it means yet. Vernon. It's like, what are they doing here?
Ah, yes, the Emperor has talked to me in my dreams, and he said that I will be visited by 2 people.
Two, count them, two.
Wait, who's this third person?
That's so
This-
fucking
This
funny.
is wrong.
It's like you're a
He's
blank,
just
but
trying
you
to
do have a
dis-
soul. It's just no one cares.
But he does good work. He's
He
a good
does.
detective. He just doesn't do
No, he
breadcrumbs.
does.
He just
Yep.
gets looked over.
Yep, it's you live on the
Oh.
planet with one of the most popular detectives. It's just the way it goes.
Oh, it hurts. Poor guy.
So I think we're gonna save the actual mystery introduction. I think for next week, because I think I would like to be able to just jump straight into it once we get the briefing. But yeah, so next week we will go over the actual introduction to the mystery. We'll really lay into that data slate and figure out what kind of information it's got ready for you guys. I love this dynamic. I think this party is incredible. I think we're gonna have such a silly time in the mines with monsters.
I'm still in awe
Kerchunk.
that a Les Miserables joke turned into
His whole
whole being.
identifier. Yeah.
No, it's great.
I made one goof about bread.
Welcome to the podcast.
That's the
Right.
goal of of yes anding. Hell yeah. I have a
I
quick
did the quick math. I would have to, over those 30 years, I would have to catch 2 bread thieves a day.
Easy.
Well, yeah,
Um,
but except for that one day that you caught literally 5,000 bread thieves. So
yeah,
like,
that's true. That's true.
you know.
Yep. You have high weeks and you have low weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the only
Yeah,
bread
and
conglomerate you've caught.
You're also
I'm
a robot, so
exposing
you're
bread
relentless. You don't
crime.
have to sleep at your desk. You
Mhm.
can only you sleep whenever you want to.
You and the bread mafia have a
Mm.
big back and forth.
Yeah, if we were playing a crime story as opposed to a monster hunting mystery, that like if we were playing Blades in the Dark, oh man, the Bread Syndicate. That would be such a
writes
situation.
down bread syndicate. Question for so there is an end of session section for monster of the week, and that is
I don't think we do that here yet because I don't think the mystery is started.
okay. Totally fine.
Yeah, I think I would rather just save that for the end of session next week.
Cool. Sick.
Yeah.
GG's, y'all.
It's decent.
It's a lot of fun.
Great characters.
Mhm.
This is gonna be awesome.
I'm very excited to continue.
I went from
Alright,
being a
well.
fan, a listener, and now I'm a member. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
And the
Pipeline.
protagonist apparently of the interim season.
Yep.
That's like the best part.
The unsung hero, Vern Bradley.
Oh, Vern.
All right, you guys.
So very good.
I'm gonna get out of here and get
Very
ready for
good.
dinner.
Oh yeah, enjoy your din din. I hope
What?
it's great.
What time is dinner? Did we?
Oh,
settle on
I
a time?
didn't send 5:30
5:30. Got it.
at
All right.
Cabra. I'll send you guys the address as well.
Go.
Big.
Awesome. See you guys next week.
Bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
And everyone else, thanks for joining us today on Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice. We'll be back again next week with another live recording. And until then, keep it chill, keep it fly. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Anyway, have a good